scale, literally at over 300. Though Tom Osborne is waiting for a pair of scholarship freshmen to clean. You'll remember last year they opened practice a day early and had to skip one to get back on NCAA legal terms again. Tom Mueller's squad had a tough year in 1990, going 2-9 amid the turmoil of changes in the coaching staff. Sandy Buda resigning in midsummer, and Mueller getting the job after 7 years on Buda's staff. It was a tough time for all concerned.
I think we've talked a lot about, individuals getting themselves ready, and I think some things in trust too, where we've talked a lot about it. They got to trust their teammates to get ready, and then obviously, in our league and with our non-conference schedule, you got to be ready to play every week. And I think this is up to the individuals. You got to be a competitive, aggressive person, and so we've talked about these things a lot, and I think the kids that are in our program are responding, and I think we recruited some kids into our program that are very aggressive kids.
The Omaha Royals climb to another division title. Got a little
American League this afternoon, Casey.
Very businesslike and trying our hardest and just getting ready to play the game.
The message on opening day of practice is clear. 2-9 won't do, and the Mavericks plan to do better in 91. Rod Higley, News Center 3 at 5. The Mavs will play Meet the Press Sunday at 3 o'clock at Caniglia Field. And by the way, this year, besides the varsity games, UNO will play 2 JV games. That's the first time it's happened since 19...
Perhaps the biggest adjustment for Jason Cahill is his position on the depth chart. He's currently 4th string and looking at a probable redshirt season.
For me right now, it's hard to really get up for these practices because right now I'm sitting 4th, and I'm redshirting, so it's just hard for me to get up for these practices. But I feel I'm motivating myself to get up and get ready for these practices, and that'll help me in the long run.
Last year at Papillion, Jason led one of the most explosive offenses in the history of Nebraska high school football. But the college game is much more physically and mentally advanced.
I think probably the biggest thing that they have to overcome is the better coverages that you see in college. Most of the young kids that come in here get a lot of passes intercepted because they throw the ball the same way that they threw it in high school.
Josh Lutke can relate to Cahill's situation. He quarterbacked a state championship team at Creighton Prep 2 years ago, then redshirted last fall at UNO.
I think the things I did wrong coming out of prep was I tried throwing the ball too hard. I really didn't have much touch. And over the summer, I really worked on my touch, and it's really helping me out now.
I know I'm real happy with the way he's throwing the ball, making much better decisions this fall. And I guess I can kind of see it in Jason, where he's having that problem right now of making those decisions.
UNO coaches are expecting good things in the future from both Cahill and Lutke. Who knows, perhaps they'll once again experience the excitement of a championship season. Merlin Klaus, Channel 6 Sports.
Football is here.
Michael Stolakowski, I think, for the first time since 1977, the Nebraska...
They were definitely rolling at the UNO Mavs scrimmage this afternoon. A hot, sticky, humid afternoon, but it did not keep the fans away. They want to get a quick glimpse of the Mavericks for 1991. Senior quarterback Paul Check here on the play action, feels the heat, rolls left, dumps it off to Paul Baumert for an 18-yard gain. In all, Check was 2 of 4, 450 yards. Now Check tries the pump fake here, but nobody bites on it, so he goes to the outside. He's wearing the yellow flak jacket jersey, says, hey, nobody can touch the quarterback. Abel Fernandez, tough stuff inside for the only touchdown of the afternoon as UNO sweats it out at Al Caniglia Field. Well, from the college...
Was made it through over 2 weeks of practice with no major injuries. Running back was one of the deepest positions coming into the fall. A few backs have taken some nicks so far. Abel Fernandez will be the starter next Saturday. Paul Check has played well in the team's 2 scrimmages, and Tom Mueller, head coach, has the defense looking very much improved so far. And no defenders have been seriously injured now. The Mavs open up September 7th versus Wayne State. The Lady Mavs volleyball team has been...
Coach Tom Mueller was looking for some offensive production today, and he saw plenty of it early on. There's Tom looking on, hoping to see the ball go up in the air, and Josh Lutke pleased him right here. Look at this streak pass all the way down to Tom Cordes, who makes a nice grab, but is collared by his shirt collar for the tackle. Then Eric Hill finishes off the touchdown drive, a sweep to the outside. Nobody touches him. He goes into the end zone. And check out this run by Abel Fernandez. This is called breakaway speed. 6 tackles are missed, 1 there. Let's count them. We'll go for 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. He goes in to score. The Mavs open next week against Wayne State. Well, 1971.
The 92 season will be as perfect as a picture.
People come out here, you're going to see an exciting brand of football, and I think one of the more solid defenses in the North Central Conference. And if our defense can keep us in the ball games early, I think our offense is going to get better and better.
Coach Mueller's got a lot of reasons to be confident in his defense, including returning All-American Rodney Bradley. His 10 interceptions last year put him second in the nation.
I think people are surprised. You know, we're a good ball club, and, you know, hopefully they'll come out and see us and support us.
At quarterback, the guy in the middle, Josh Ludke, is #1 on the depth chart, but he's got tough competition from the guy on the left, Derby, Kansas junior John Young, and the one on the right, Ralston freshman Brian McDonald.
Can you conceive of the coach platooning quarterbacks, or do you think he'll go with one guy?
From my personal
Used a pair of former Creighton prep stars today to keep the offense going. Running back Shane McClanahan got a good workout today. He'll take the draw, change directions, and pick up nice yardage along the sideline. McClanahan was the leading rusher, carrying 7 times for 28 yards. When UNO coach Tom Mueller went to the air, he called on another former Creighton prep star, Josh Ludke. Ludke looked sharp today, here connecting with tight end Jeff Jennings for the first down. Ludke finished the day 13 of 16 for 137 yards and 3 touchdowns. This one from 6 yards.
For more Josh Ludke. Ludke completed only 30% of his passes last year, but he's been deadly accurate in preseason scrimmages. 13 of 16 to be exact, emerging as a clear-cut #1 at quarterback.
Well, at this point, Josh has established himself as the leader. One thing that he's doing especially well is he's going to his second and third receivers, which tells me that he's done a lot of homework over the summer, and he's reading the routes and the coverages more quickly than the other 2 guys are at this point.
when you gain some confidence, the game changes a lot. When I was under fire last year, I was nervous. I was trying to get back and do things, you know, real quick. Now it's kind of, you know, it's not take your time, but you have a lot of confidence in yourself, so you're more relaxed to get back.
Well, over the last week, he's pleased with the progress of many of the newcomers to this year's team.
We wanted to be able to have some competition at positions, and that's really the only way you're going to get better. And so we're real happy with the new kids fitting in athletically. They're pretty good ball players, and the rest of the team has been sort of accepting them into the fold.
Mueller also says redshirt sophomore Josh Ludke put some distance between himself and the other candidates for the starting quarterback job. Ludke was especially sharp during the team's last scrimmage, completing 13 out of 16 passes. UNO's first game is next Saturday.
Earned him the job, winning a 3-man race.
Yeah, it was very close, and all 3 of the quarterbacks had an equal shot at it in my eyes, but over the summer, Josh put in more time than the other 2 did, and so when it came time to do things in a scrimmage, it didn't surprise me that he was a little bit ahead of them.
I put a lot of hard work into it this summer, and over the past 2 years, I spent most of the summer up here working with the receivers and trying to learn things that I didn't know last year, and it really means a lot to open up as a starting quarterback.
Ludke completed 21 of 26 passes in 2 scrimmages this fall. In one of the scrimmages, he threw 3 touchdowns. Huge trade to tell you about tonight in Major League Baseball
season. They hope to do the same thing Saturday in Game 1 of the '92 season, again against Wayne State at home. Now, Tom Mueller has had his team knocking heads for 3 weeks. That can get kind of old, and the Mavs are chomping at the bit.
Yeah, we're getting pretty fired up. We're getting kind of sick of beating on each other all practice long, beating on our offensive linemen and beating on us, and it's going to be nice to go out there and smash heads with somebody else.
Well, you know, they're ready to play, and I thought last night we had a very good practice. I think tonight the intensity was good out there. You know, they're ready for a game. We still, you know, we need a game for some.
27-yard field goal attempt late in the game with less than 1 minute. Hold on and win. They are now 1-0 in the year. Congratulations to the Mavericks. UNO 20.
The very next play, Shane McClanahan over for the TD, 7-3 UNO. It is now 7-6 in the game, UNO. Ludke again back for the pass. He slips. He throws the ball straight up in the air, and it's picked off by Rick Starling, who takes it 60 yards down the sideline and into the end zone. Wayne State ahead by the score of 13-7. Third quarter now, 16-7 Wildcats. It's Ludke to Jennings again, and again he just can't quite make it into the end zone, but it's a 40-yard gain. Next play, McClanahan goes straight up the middle and in for the score, but watch the extra point attempt. It is blocked. Jerry Klodowski scoops it up and rumbles all the way down the field and into the end zone for 2 points. But UNO refuses to fold, and they will come back in this game. Lutke again decides to go through the air, this time to Lamont Wright. He goes in from 15 yards out. The Mavericks on top 20-18, and that's the way it ended. The final score tonight, UNO 20 and Wayne State 18. Let's now go to the football scoreboard for this Saturday. As we said, Nebraska
surviving a last-minute Wayne State field goal try to win 20-18 on Saturday night. And one of the bright spots for UNO is the performance of sophomore quarterback Josh Lutke. Josh threw for over 290 yards on 40 attempts.
Yeah, that's pretty good numbers. I was happy about it. I think we could have helped our completion ratio a little bit better. Instead of being about 42%, we should have been up over 50. I made some bad reads, and then we had some routes that were blowing, and everything could have tied together, and we could have been a lot better.
While Josh and company were accurate in the air, the Mavs' ground game was almost non-existent with -6 yards on 34 attempts.
The thing that they were doing defensively that makes it difficult to run is that they were blitzing all the time. They were putting 7 people.
North Central Conference opener, and as Torrey Pantaleon tells us, the Mavericks have had troubles with St. Cloud.
UNO is looking to reverse a trend when playing St. Cloud State Saturday. The Mavs have lost 5 straight times to the Minnesota school in 6 of the last 7 meetings. What's it going to take?
We've got to get better than we were our first 2 games, but some of the things that happened last game, we got to take care of the ball just like we did last week with no turnovers. Defensively, we've got to get it up a notch because they always have a physical style of offensive play. So we just got to raise the level of that and play good, solid football.
Senior running back Roy Napora has been around the MAV program quite a while when you count a redshirt year and a hardship injury year. He's never seen a win over St. Cloud.
Well, it definitely makes me mad. That's just one thing I want to do. It's one of the things I want to accomplish in this season is to beat St. Cloud. I'm just sick and tired of going up there and just traveling that far and not winning. It makes you mad. Every week, hopefully, if I get my hands on the ball, I can improve. And that should be one of my biggest goals, is to keep improving. Hopefully by the end of the season, we'll be on the positive side winning, and we'll also be good. So I'll be good, we'll be good, the whole team will be good. We work as a unit here. So.
The Mavericks can accomplish a lot with a win Saturday, including snapping a 5-game losing streak against St. Cloud, winning in St. Cloud for the first time since 1983, and beating former UNO assistant Noel Martin, who's now head coach of the Huskies. With all that going for them, they've got a lot to play for. For Newswatch 7 Sports at 6, I'm Torrey Pantaleon.
And Torrey will give us the lowdown at 10 o'clock on the Maverick defensive unit. Well, the Chicago...
Solid half of football, tied 13-all after 30 minutes. But the Huskies owned the second half. Josh Lutke threw for 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, but the Mavs gained just 9 yards rushing. Next week, UNO will be home to play.
UNO lost 4 frontline players in the loss to Augustana Saturday night, and all 4 with a sneaky kind of injuries that the average fan may not even see.
That hit that gets everybody in the stands going oohing and ahhing. Both guys usually get up and jog back to the huddles, and it's the same thing with this one. You fall wrong on the turf, or somebody falls on you, or in Roy Napora's case, I think somebody just had a hold of his leg and somebody else came in and maybe twisted him in the other direction. So it doesn't always take that big hit.
Quarterback Josh Lutke, number 3, went out with a shoulder separation on a fairly routine play.
It was a deal where somebody fell on him, as they were going down. It's a shoulder injury, left shoulder. They think they can get him in the pool this week, and probably not this weekend, but hopefully we'll get him back for the next game.
Also out with a shoulder separation, wide receiver Tom Cordes.
A little more serious injury to his shoulder. I guess it's a grade 3 as they go through it. The ligament was torn on that, so it's a rehab situation. They're thinking probably about 4 weeks on that.
Ray Napora lost for the season early in the game, a bad knee. Linebacker Steve Kurtz questionable after the game with a sore shoulder. All of this bad luck after UNO went virtually injury-free the first 3 games.
Actually, we were saying now we had 4 captains. Right now, Rodney Bradley is the only one that is healthy, although we should have Jeff Jennings back this week.
Jeff Jennings being a tight end.
Players have been lost to injuries, and the Mavs are in a losing skid. Torrey Pantaleon has this update.
UNO's preseason optimism and hope has come crashing down after 5 weeks into the 1992 football season. After losing starting tight end Jeff Jennings opening night, things went pretty smoothly until the Augustana game a week ago. Starters Josh Lutke and Tom Cordes suffered separated shoulders, while running back Roy Napora and linebacker Tony Adams were lost for the season with knee injuries. The injury to starting quarterback Lutke put freshman Brian McDonald into the breach. He performed brilliantly after replacing Lutke against Augustana, leading the Mavs to a 19-point second half, including throwing his first 2 collegiate TD passes. But at South Dakota State Saturday, he re-injured the knee that kept him on hardship last season. That means UNO will have to turn to yet another QB, and it appears to be Rodney Brown. Brown, a former signal caller at Tyler Junior College in Texas, has been returning punts this season and was switched to running back. He got a taste of quarterback again Saturday and experienced being tackled in the end zone for a safety. Word out of UNO has it Brown will start Saturday's homecoming game against nationally ranked Mankato State. As has been said many times in many sports, what a spot for a rookie. For Newswatch 7 Sports at 6, I'm Torrey Pantaleon.
And thanks, Torrey. And this week, you know the Mavericks are going to win because 2 teams called the Mavericks are playing.
Hey, Philadelphia tonight.
Philadelphia.